Hey there viewers and subscribers all the same, I welcome you to the end of the road. This is Rodimus Prime. I'm a bit conflicted here at the end of the line between those that I could have easily done without that I didn't really need to meet, and the few that I'm really thankful that I have met. But all the same, I thank you all, because it's all the influences, good and bad, that I take with me from here on out. Following the end of this recording here today, all of my stuff effective immediately will be destroyed and removed from files, so let us get to work. I'm going to take time here in order to go over my vault one last time before I destroy it all. I decided to make my last video very simplistic and straightforward. Let us begin. I'm going to start with my Titan. Okay, as you already know, it's a maximum level 333 Titan, but I don't have all the excessive armors on it anymore. Elisuna, there's that. There's the Potomac stand. See, the Warren Newman's mark. Spectre and Helios. The no backups. The Dark Helm. Spectars. Firebreakers Eternal. The Titan artifact. And the Judgment of Mars. Next up is my Warlock. She is presently at her max 334, and the Hunter, which will come later on, is respectively at 335 and standing. I was finally able to max it out. So for her, we have the Clovis's Duty, we have the Talalok, the exotic scout rifle, have the Mida multi-tool, which you see me use in past video outline on the 3v3, the Last Word, see the Zalos Supercell. Was very effective in King's Fall. Good old Hacken's Hatchet. I used to love playing with this thing. Of course, the Hung Jury. I bought that for all my classes, so it's like a subtle base to have as a scout rifle. It's good aim. Wolves' Leash the second, and Aegis of the Kell. Both of those things I got from the Prison of Elders. Max Light. And I got my Telesto. Got the Infradite Spear. The Waylorn's March, the Iron Banner Sniper, Party Crasher, Queenbreaker's Bow, the 1,000-yard stare, another version of it. Then I got the Tamarine, the Trials of Osiris rocket launcher, I believe this is. Love this thing, it's a freaking fadeaway monster. Trials of Osiris rocket launcher. Then I got the Truth. I have had 5 of those. And the Bolt Caster, the Herald Quillam's Terminus, Dragon's Breath, and the Herald Aluminum's Frenzy. Both of them that come from King's Fall. Kingslayers, the Pale Dawn Ghost, the Vanguard Shell, the Dread Explorer, and the Verdant Shell. And I got the Samsara helmet armor piece, which is like a staple that I got from the for the Warlocks. I got all 5 of the exotic helmets. Well, 5 out of 6 of them actually. I have the 6th one, but I don't have it actually here because I never had a use for it. But I got the Ram, I got the Obsidian Mine, the Light Beyond Nemesis, the Stag. I even kept this Bright Guard way back from SRL Racing that they used to have on PlayStation 3. I used to love that so much. There were times where I wanted to just break away from doing Crucible and do just that, and that was the place to be. And then for the gauntlets for Warlock, I got the Grasper's Ear, Spectar Helios gloves, the Desolate gloves. I have 2 complete Desolate collections actually. Complete Desolate for the Titan and for the Hunter, and an incomplete, almost complete for the Warlock. Then I got the Deathsinger's Grip from Crota's End. The Impossible Machines, I think that's what that was. Then I got the Kiliopolis robes, which look really nice, like Star Ocean, Star Trek-ish. I always just maxed this out and kept it on her. And then from here I was able to keep a couple of exotic robes that I had maxed out above 310, 320-ish or so, like Starfire Protocol and Alchemy's Rame. And then I got the Herald Chasma Yule, which was a very useful garb I had during King's Fall raid back last year when I was using it. Still use it every now and again. Then the Keeper's Cloak. Love the way that looked with the chromia on it. The Deathsinger's Mantle. The Heart of the Praxic Fire was a decent exotic garb to have around. I could use it. And then the Desolate Robe here, that was a really good one that I remember using. But again, incomplete set. And then with my leg pieces, the main ones that I really like to highlight were the Desolate things for the Warlock and the SRL leg pieces that I had. Because I used to have a whole set for one of my classes, but like a stupid ass, I deleted it on my Hunter, I believe, and I wasn't able to get any of that back. And I really regret doing that now, because I wanted to look back at it now, and it would make a really nice collector's piece like this. And then for all the bonds, I have a lot of the specific ones. I have 2 or 3 particular to the houses that you got here. The Spectar's bond, and then I got the bond of the Desolate here, the really odd looking one, the ghostly looking one, the bond. The Omnigul bond, the Dread Zimini bond from year 1. And then I got the Thanapith's Lullaby, the Specimen 12, the Leaf of the Bleeding Tree, and then this oddly colored cube, which precisely as it is called, which was actually the most useless of the artifacts I've had for the Warlock, but I kept it because it was among the most interesting. Then my inventory here is just as big as it usually is on my Hunter, but the resources I have been vastly drained, but I don't care at this point. I got a whole bunch of the exotic shards, the spin metal. I got hundreds and hundreds of them really to spare in my vault. And many reciprocal runes, antiquated runes, motes of light, strange coins, syntheses, and reputations to count. So, also on my blueprint page here, real quick on my Warlock, I wanted to briefly go over that I also had the Taken King Collector's Edition special exotic bond, the Stormcaller's bond that you get from the special Collector's Edition. I got that as a glitch out. Pretty good snag in my opinion, but I just wasn't able to equip it. I got the majority of the year 2 gauntlets except from just missing one. I got all 6 helmets for the Warlock. I got 4 out of 5 of the year 2 armor pieces exotic for the Warlock. Year 1 I only have just the 1, but I think I'm good missing all of those since I got all of them as the year 2 equivalents. That's about it. I just wanted to sit here and show you all that real quick. And then coming here next, I'm going to go to my Hunter before I make the transition to showing you guys my vault in full. I have this still because the majority of my stuff I have here I can't actually put in my vault because my vault is maxed out in all 3 categories now. Next to the Hung Jury, as you can see, I have my first curse, the Badger CCL, and the Red Death, respectively. Then I got my Patience in Time exotic sniper. I got my Icebreaker. Is that the CCL? Yeah, that's the Badger CCL. Like I was saying, with the Patience in Time, I got the Steel Piercer, the 1,000-yard stare, the Iron Wreath, the Lilith's Fist, and the Icebreaker. Iron Wreath being the Iron Banner sidearm. The Icebreaker, which is a very proud sniper rifle I loved having at one point or another. The Unseeing Eye, the Trials of Osiris machine gun. The Dark Drinker and the Raise Lighter, respectively. The Gallahorn I still have. The Thunderlord. And the Tormid's Bellow, the Iron Banner rocket launcher. Kingslayer shell and the Consume shell, respectively. The Vanguard shell and the Turquoise shell because, well, reasons of turquoise, of course. And all of the exotic helmets for the Hunter. Celestial Nighthawk, the Accolades Symbiote, Touch of Malak, the Graviton Forfeit, and the Radar, Knucklehead Radar. The Desolate cover, the Unyielding Cascade, and the Iron Camelot Cascade. The Asperites 1.0, the Desolate Grips, again a part of the complete set that I have for the Hunter. The Don't Touch Me's, the Young Akarama's Spine of the Dragon, I have that here. Also max 335, which was good. I had that for a specific build. And I had the Doge Casse, the Warren's Rally. Again, I had the majority of my stuff here for specific builds, depending upon what I needed for, but I had a good collection on me at all times, pending. Then I got the Herald Dark Hellish Tawn, the Desolate Vest, the Iron Companion Vest from Iron Banner, and the whatever it is from the Gams. And I have the Desolate Legs, the Bones of Ao, the Radiant Dance Machines. Love wielding these things with some snipety snipes. The Spectar Boots, the Hollow, the Cloak of the Seven Bones, really rare find. Loved it ever since I got it. King's Fall Cloak for the Hunter, Solar Flare Mantle from the Male Strike, Warden's Hood, love that one, comes from Prison of Elders. The Wolf's Wood Cloak, love this shit during Iron Banner, look hunting like a wolf boy. Cloak of Taniks from the Tanik Strike, love this one, was a rare find, maxed that shit out ever since, kept it with me, never took it off. Cloak of Desolation, the Spectar Cloak, and the Cloak from Dead Orbit, the Heliopolis Cloak. There was another one too that I have in my vault that was an older cloak from Dead Orbit before the original update for the Taken King that you can't find anymore. Then I got the Thrallskin's Drum, Coyote's Foot, the Pehakin Iratzes, and the Two-Sided Coin. Two-Sided Coin I never really used. I just kept that mainly just for looks, to be honest with you. And the other side of my collection here, the Moment of Triumph's book, that was a piece of shit since they first gave that event out. And that whole Triumph thing that they have for year 3 is still just equally as a piece of shit. It's no different. I got the Radiant Shards, I had a lot of these. And basically all the same bells and whistles and stuff that I sold off. Because I don't need them no more. Alright, took a quick break in order to go over this last highlight here, but last but not least is going to be my vault. A lot of specific builds and outlines for my Hunter and my Titan predominantly I all kept here. So let us get started. I didn't really need anything for my Warlock. I kept everything on hand with her all the time. I'm going to go over my collection of snipers because I was a sniper fanatic at first. I mean, I could even use greens and blues even in year 2 and year 3 and still pull double-digit games. A couple of months ago I took the liberty to organize my collection so it wouldn't be so all over the place with trying to find shit. I got that. I have the Shen Drukapata A for whatever the hell that is worth. I got 2 Praetors Revenge. I got one level 30, a 130 and a 138. Both the same thing, same rate, same perks. Just one's all in, one's not. And then I got the Tao Huan Yan, Year 2 Crucible Sniper, the Extra Solar R4, which is the Dead Orbit Sniper Rifle. Another Waylorn's March, but with a different perk outline. Can't remember what it was exactly, but this one was an Arch one. The one I have elsewhere was a Solar. Then I have Her Fury, the Year 2 Sniper Rifle from Prison of Elders from the Queen. Similar, the equivalent to Her Mercy. I have the Amophilus SR3, which is a good sniper scope. This one had 2 twins to it, but I can't remember what it was. And then I have 2 No Land Beyonds. I have one as a 328 and a 333 respectively. The sniper video that I had a little while back using No Land Beyond, that one was using the 228 one respectively, if I do. Yeah, it was a 328 one because I didn't do light levels. I just had it all focused as a speed run. The 333 one I did not focus on. The Hereafter, I thought that personally was a piece of crap, but I still kept it anyway because it was a 335 drop. Zen Meteor was a beautiful, beautiful gun. Loved it all the time. And then I got the 1,000 Yard and the Queen Breaker's bow. Like I said, I have this Queen Breakers and the 1,000 Yard of 2 different element types. Then there's Lunar Shrill the 3rd and the Matua RR4. And then the Matua RR4 also had a twin to it. I don't know if I have that. The Lunar Vylar. The Neutral. I know the Lunar had a sister frame to it because it was a green tier. I don't have it anymore. Next we move on to shotguns here, leading with the 4th Horseman shotgun I got back in year 1. The Lord of Wolves shotgun. Overpowered, but love that shit on my Titan. It's good for one shot and in Crucible. In times of need. 2 universal remotes. I got both a 334 drop and a 335 drop respectively. I never really honestly used it. I just kept it in my collection just for the laughs and giggles of it. No build idea ever came up where I really needed to use it. Then I got a 330 drop for conspiracy theory. I only used it once or twice at that. I personally like 2 to the Morgue better. Then we got the Harrow Silence of Aarn, the shotgun from King's Fall hard mode, element drop. And of course 2 to the Morgue. The Dead Hexia the 5th, second Lord of Wolves. The Dead Hexia is actually a pretty busted shotgun for a blue tier. The Invective Shotgun, which is not bad for an ammo Reagan. The Found Verdict, love that one. Then we move on here into Scout Rifles with the Archeron, the rare Archeron gun. The Tread Upon Stars. The Archeron you can only get during one of the Year 1 activities when you're dealing with the Stranger, before you get the Stranger's Rifle. After the Taken King update, you can't find the Archeron S5 anymore. They got the Jade Rabbit Scout Rifle, the exotic Scout Rifle that was heavily sought of once upon a time. We got the Doom of Chalice, the Scout Rifle from King's Fall. The Great Machine. Where's the Great Machine? Then I got the Wolf's Leash, the other Scout Rifle from Prison of Elders. The first version of it, not the second version. Then I got the Scout Rifle there, the Boolean Gemini. The Lethe Noblesse, which is the Scout Rifle from the House of Wolves, I believe, after the update. Last Extremity, which was the Crucible Scout Rifle, which is actually pretty busted. The Notable Touch of Malice, and the Antimon MSN. Move over here to the Stranger's Rifle that you can rarely get sometimes doing the Black Garden, but it's got to be once in a blue moon. Got the Red Death, the Aegis of the Reef, the No Time to Explain, the Villainy, Future War Cult's Pulse Rifle, Spare Hawkmoon, like my 8th or 9th one, 4th or my 5th Imago Loop, don't even know. I got my whole collection of Illusunas here, if not scattered on my characters once upon a time. I've had about 10 of them. That 335 one was actually my very first one. And then we have the 2 Word of Crotas. Beautiful hand cannon, like a seriously freaking nice hand cannon. I used to have this gun second to my Her Mercy. It was a really beautiful hand cannon. You get this from the Crota's End Raid Year 1. The exotic version of it in Year 3 is a piece of shit. Then you got the Byronic Hero, the Cordova. I kept this one because it was a blue tier that had a seriously nice impact. Like, the impact rivaled the Last Word easily. Then the Revelator, really nice hand cannon that you only can get in Crucible drop. I got it as a 280 base drop. Her Mercy, love that gun. The Thorn, love this gun. So beautiful. Zalo's Bane, the hand cannon from King's Fall, underrated, but it's actually pretty busted. Grasp of Malik, which is like a glitched pulse rifle you get from doing Omnigul. Seriously beautiful pulse rifles, one of the best pulse rifles I've ever used. Has the fire rate of an auto rifle, shoots like a pulse rifle. I remember when that gun was first discovered before the initial patch for the Taken King that would make that gun harder to grind for when grinding Omnigul, where you can kill Omnigul before you actually kill her in the final battle. You can glitch kill her right when you first encounter her. It's amazing. Bad Juju, Nerwin's Mercy. I believe Nerwin is the pulse rifle from Iron Banner. I'm not sure. Then there's the Hard Light 330, Shadow's Price, auto rifle from House of Wolves that you get as a package. The Deal Breaker, pretty decent auto rifle. The Vestian Dynasty, which was then there's the Crow's Eye sidearm, which was, both of these were actually the House of Wolves sidearms. The Crow's Eye I actually give credit to for some serious impact, but I do like the Vestian Dynasty better. Then there's the Lunar Phase, the 3rd sniper rifle that I had. It was just a blue tier I was carrying around. Oh, let's see what we got up here. And there's another In Times of Need. I've had 3 In Times of Need for no real need of time, actually. Stolen Will, the Taken shotgun that you get from the Archon Priest strike when it's on Taken difficulty challenge mode. Man, that was some unforgettable crap. That shotgun is nice, but that whole strike is just so needlessly overcomplicated to complete it. Good challenge, though. We got the Saros Regime Year 2, which I actually like the Year 2 frame just as good as I like the Year 1 frame. Because the Year 1 frame was white and black. The Year 2 frame is predominantly just black with a hint of red to it. Alright, if we can kindly get back, then there's, after Saros, Red Spectre, the sister to the Red Death. Auto rifle as opposed to a pulse rifle. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo. Abyss Defiant, the auto rifle from Crota's End. Fabian Strategy, the Titan class exclusive auto rifle. Immobus. It's a pretty reliable shotgun, actually. I give it a lot of good credits for holding down the fort on bubble builds. The Chaperone, definitely one of my favorite exotics, easily. I love the name, I love the feel of that shotgun. It's a shame that shit got nerfed, but I still use it anyways. It's a good gun to use. It's just so fun. I have another Telesto. I kept a couple of them on hand because Telesto is a really reliable fusion rifle with a good charge rate and an adequate amount of impact to it for a multi-projectile launcher. We got the Sasanawu, the Warlock exclusive fusion rifle. It's pretty good, straightforward shots. Almost like a played down Queenbreaker's bow in its own way. Then Light of the Abyss, the fusion rifle from Crota's End. The Elevating Vision, which was the Trials of Osiris fusion rifle. I never gave that gun too much credit. I wish I could have used this gun a little bit more. Ash Raven's Light, that's the fusion rifle from Iron Banner, Year 2 Iron Banner. Mita's Reckoning, that's the fusion rifle from King's Fall. I never used it because I thought it was a piece of crap just by looking at it, and then the charge rate even confirmed that it was a piece of crap. It just looks good. Then there's the Thesian and the Pocket Infinity. Pocket Infinity, I've used that a couple of times just for the heck of it. It's actually not a bad fusion rifle. It's like an earlier version of this one here, the Plan C. Very reliable in its own way. Then the Darkblade Sprite, the fusion rifle from the Al-Akmul Strike. And you can grind that bad boy easily. Sleeper Stimulant, which was a really disappointing fusion rifle, actually. It was a seriously disappointing fusion rifle. It tears everything a new a-hole that gets in its way, but it's no. Then on machine guns, I got the Quillam's Terminus, the Bane of the Taken, the Thunderlord. I still kept the Fear, actually, the rocket launcher, the Hunger of Crota, the rocket launcher from Crota's End, which is very reliable. The Fear here I wanted to take a look at here because this was the very first rocket launcher I ever got in Destiny. Like, ever. I kept it after all this time because it was a highly reliable rocket launcher that I loved having. It wasn't the attack output, it was the damage and blast radius that kept me coming back. Then we got the Elysium Frenzy, the Truth, the Chloric Dragon. I have a couple of Elysium Frenzies, it's the rocket launcher from King's Fall. It's fairly reliable in its own right, but I've seen better. Got the Dread Fang, the Arc Edge, and the Soul Edge. I have the Void Edge too, but I don't have it around me at the moment. Vanillia's Pearl, the hand cannon from Iron Banner. Ace of Spades, Smite of Merman, which was a reliable pulse rifle for my Warlock. Favorable sniper, easily with the LDR and the 1000 Yard Black Spindle. One of the most reliable sniper rifles I ever owned. Personally, I liked the Black Hammer better because it was the same design and it was made for crits. It was made for critical damage shots easily. And I just missed that they took that gun out when they made the whole Year 3 update, blah, 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 which was bullshit, but you get what you pay for. Moving into armor pieces, I kept the AOS Cryptid and the cloak, the Shattered Vault cloak for the Hunter, because you can't find these anymore. The AOS Cryptid was a really rare chest piece that you could find for the Hunter during Year 1, but you cannot find it anymore. Like, you seriously can't find it anymore. The Warden's Mask and the Traveler's Mask back when they had that whole Festival of the Lost back in Halloween 2016. Prime Zealot Cross and another Zealot Cross piece, which was from the Hunter, or for the Hunter, I believe. Somewhere along the line. Then the Racer's Bond. Another piece from the SRL Racing. Tireless Striders. I can't remember where that comes from. The Gunslinger's Cloak that you get from raising up the Gunslinger. Very useful. Kel Hunters, okay. The Arc Flare Mantle, I have a few of those arc Mantles actually. I have all 3 different Arc Mantles actually for killing all 3 of them last or in the specific tier. The Quantum Phoenix Cloak for the Hunter, I love this one, but I like the one from the House of Wolves more. This one here, the Cloak of the Sixth Reign. It just looks so boss when you go to put this on. It seriously makes a hunter look nice. Marasov knows how to take care of a hunter when she has her working for her, so you can have her benevolence. And I want those benevolences. If I had space in my cloak outline, I'd go take it with me in the field a lot so that way I can level it up some more. Then I got the Asper Cloak, which was a half-ass cloak you get from Iron Banner. Spectar Cloak, half-ass cloak. The Long Tomorrow 9G, it was a half-assed helmet. Void Flare Mantle. It's one of the mantles I was talking about that I do have from the Void Strike with the Scion Strike. I got the Witness Helm, the Mark of the Kel Slayer, which, yeah, that comes from Prison Elders also, actually. Then the Hesperus Type 0, which you just get from doing Vanguard for the Titan, if I recollect correctly. Then the Insurmountable Skull Fort, Titan Helm. And the rest of it here, as I keep going down the list, actually speaks for itself between the armor pieces that I don't really use, the bonds, the cloaks, and a lot of different other pieces you'll see when we get to the general that I do have set aside for specific builds and specific runs when I'm with certain team members or different types of players or different types of character classes that work in different situations, from strikes to grinding or carrying people or fulfilling various parts in a raid, aside from being the person who does the call out in Kingsfall raid, because I hate doing that shit. I prefer being the one who's doing all the dirty work and getting my hands dirty and killing everything, not telling everybody what to do. You can tell me what to do, just don't tell me to kill myself, otherwise you die in the process. And then you want to get frustrated and whiny and naggy because you're a bitch. Between my Hunter, my Titan, and my Warlock, I ran a total of 103 different builds using all these different types of armor pieces, chest pieces, gauntlets, cloaks, weapons, primaries, secondaries, heavies, the ghosts themselves in order to allow glimmer upgrade or higher upgrades for the weapons. I've even used armor that's not even, armor and weapons both that aren't even leveled up that much. Because most of the time, it's not even the perks on the weapons and the armor pieces do help considerably. But again, it comes down to just the general skill and adaptability of the player itself. And how well you know your character choice, and how well you know the party you're in, if you're in a party, or you know the mission at hand for you to complete. As I was going along in my Year 1 project here for the Triumph of Year 1, if you've noticed or took detail to it, I took the time to also explain and go to systematic layout of a number of particularly interesting or funny builds that you can also take a look into and try to make them yourself. Run them for a little bit in a couple of strikes or in a raid or in a team gathering, and just see how well you can do with the tools given to you at hand. There's a couple of them that are reliable, some of them aren't reliable, but are still just pretty funny to put together, just slapping together whatever type of weapons you want to slap together and try them out. And just have fun with them, go to town with them. The option of having so many different weapons on hand that you can play with at any time is exactly why we have a huge vault and a huge stock of weapon and inventory space for each character that we so pick, just as a general given. Like, the game promotes hoarding as a given because they want to give you an opportunity to play with everything it is that you have and use everything it is that you have. I mean, what's the point of just having something and you just put all the shit in your vault and never to use it again? And this is a particular art that I also feel is lost as Destiny progresses with future YouTubers that can come into the play that promote only the bigger and fancier shit, rather than actually taking time to address, hey, you know, there's a couple of really nice things that have come before the now. While what I have here now is really powerful and pretty good in its own way, there's actually something in this exact same mindset that can do this exact same damage for this exact type of build with this exact type of setting that came before this gun even existed, or before this armor piece even existed, or before this item even existed. As the game keeps pushing forward, or keeps pushing more and more to the now, it pushes away known facets and details and known facts about things and historical events or knowledge that has come prior to. So it's like constantly pushing things of the now, so that way everything that was learned before that's embedded suddenly doesn't matter anymore, because it's everything that's the now that matters. Everything that's new is the strongest of the strong. You need to have this, you need to have that, you need to find this, you need to grind for that. Only these weapons or only these armor pieces, this item only matters. You have this, you're unbeatable. That's bullshit. Focusing on newer weapons and newer tier outlooks of things is nice, but it is not the only solution to catching good views or to telling the general public about things that are necessary to know or to be aware of amidst newer or updated gameplay. And why do you ask this is? Because the year one mindset that is lost or that is slowly being forgotten is of a general diverse gameplay. I will take time to explain this last particular point because I want there to be something that the viewer, you, can take away from all of this in order to improve the general perspective of Destiny's potential growth. My time on Destiny was good while it lasted, but my time is over now. And very soon everything I have here will be gone. Everything that I've done in order to accumulate to my journey will be nothing but a memory that will be forgotten very slowly or very quickly over time, or I'll just be a general laughing stock to the whole community or to YouTube, because there are a whole bunch of people that believe themselves to be superior to me based off of nonsensical terms. And I honestly don't care, because it's not the first people whose general negative criticism and perspective tries to constantly keep hurting me rather than helping me. But the point of why I play and why I have made the effort to enjoy this game wholeheartedly despite the cancer in this community is to have a good time, making friends, finding new challenges along the way, game after game after game, and collecting a very good imagined collection of the rarest items, weapons, whatever there is that can be found in this video game. So that way I can try it out and, hey, I tried that. I know, I've had it once before. Just say that. But after all this, I do want to have something to take away for you, the viewers, and that is this. For newer YouTubers that are coming up in the community, or for newer players that are seeking something interesting and different, I want you to consider this. The objective in the video game, while playing through the story, making friends, connecting with the characters, the non-playable characters, and the most famous of characters that have come to be, take joy in shining light on the unknown. When it comes to gameplay, take joy in trying to find things in the video game and Easter eggs and exploring it with your friends that can make time to enjoy what it is that we all love to share, and that we've all spent a huge amount of time, money, and sweat in order to enjoy wholeheartedly on many different paradigms of fulfillment that have come from many different types of dedicated no-lifing. For newer players, take joy in relishing and using a lot of the older stuff that you may not ever see again, because as the gameplay keeps going, the focus constantly shifts for you to use that stuff less and try to appreciate it less, and appreciate the higher tier stuff that's highly overrated of the video game that's quote-unquote meta. When technically there is no meta class of weapons anymore, since the Destiny community saw to that with their constant whining and nagging of constant overhauls which have been done and taken into consideration, so nothing is really overpowered anymore. Everything is just blah. And so I encourage you to use the older stuff, because the older stuff, amongst all of the newer complaints, is what is actually untouched. And as it is untouched in a sense, it also makes it more dominant in a sense, if you think about it. And for newer YouTubers, take time to shine light on past glorious weapons and armor pieces, as they can potentially become a newer threat in the future. And for new YouTubers still, enjoy the Edifice of Destiny. The Raids, Prison of Elders, Crucible, Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris, you name it. All of it is there to be enjoyed and captured and documented in its glory while it's still in its prime. And while Destiny has a sunset approaching very shortly, the sunrise that will soon follow depends on you, my friends. Well, that's more or less just about all she wrote. There's not too much else I really need to go over. I've done everything it is I wanted to do, short of doing Crota's End one more time and collecting the Vex Mythoclast for old time's sake, but yeah, I can let that go. It ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, as they always say. And most of all, what I take with me is the memories. The ones I've created anew, and the ones I created in the past. And while I'm here on Mars, I'm going to see if I can't do one more romp in order to see if I can get one of these Taken captains to come out here so that way I can headshot him and teabag him. So I can add that to my repertoire, because I've never had a chance to do that in a long while. So come on, first curse, do your stuff like you're supposed to do because you're a boss hand cannon. Well, this is going to take a while, as you all surely know. So, I will bid you guys adieu. This is Rodimus Prime signing off at Destiny for the last time.